who tells your story.
Oh, very much so. I'm a history freak. A lot. As I said, I'm a history freak. American history is one of my favorite areas. We don't have that long. Serious. I grew up on army bases and I was surrounded by people who loved history, and around people who loved the military history of the U.S. So my knowledge of the various American wars is fairly extensive. Ben Franklin. For many years I referred to him as the best president we never had, but he spent most of the Revolutionary War over in Europe instead of in the US, in the colonies. So he was actually much older than the rest of them, and so there was no possibility he could be in the executive branch. He was just a senior advisor to everybody all the way through. King of Shores was a whack job. One of the things I really like is one of the lines, I'll go crazy when you're gone. Well, he did, but he suffered from a mental illness that made him go crazy. He was part-time crazy for a while, and then he was full-time crazy. He ended up actually not being king anymore. He had a regent in place for him. I really liked the fact that Lin-Manuel Miranda had different styles of music for every major character. He had jazz for Jefferson. He had really highly driven, high-speed rap for Hamilton. He had low, slow blues for Eliza. I'm hoping that the love for the musical Hamilton all over the country will help revive the teaching of U.S. history in their schools. A lot of it has been pushed to one side by the demand for standardized tests, which don't usually cover history. So history's been shoved aside, which is really a problem to me. I really liked the way that they showed Hamilton's rising to the top through the sheer power of his brain, because he was probably the smartest person there. I love Hamilton. He got an amazing amount of stuff done in a fairly brief period of time. He set up the National Bank, which Jefferson and others tried to bring down, but they weren't able to. They had to refund it in order to keep the United States running. And some of the stuff he got going is still with us. Aaron Burr was a curse to everybody around him. By the time he was like 4 years old, all of his close family had died of accident or disease. He was raised by a grandfather. His cousins, everybody died. His wife, Theodosia Prevost, who was also very much of a patriot, died shortly after they got married. His daughter Theodosia died in what everybody hopes was a storm wreck. It was a storm wreck or pirates. He ended up with no descendants, which was probably just as well. He was a traitor to the United States. He tried to get a war started so he and some friends could take over what is now the eastern part of the United States.